A great community fosters support, belongings, shared values and growth. It enriches lives and provides safety nets and empowers individuals who are striving to be better.
A community's continuous evolution shapes the future and learns from the past.
As far as can be ascertained, a Gaelic football team started in Kilbride in the 1920s. This team was abandoned in 1932 and some of its players transferred to the Flathouse team. The team wore vertically striped jerseys along with their caps, which was traditional at the time.
During the war years, in 1939 to 1945, a branch of the local defence forces was organised in Kilbride and formed a local football team. From 1938 onwards, a group of players travelled to Hollywood Rath, playing games against the brothers and patients of St John of God's.
In 1948, at Frank Cannon's yard, the foundation of the current club was established. Joe Murphy, Larry Rooney and Paddy Morrison came together to form the first Kilbride football team, and since then Kilbride has been competing in adult championship football in County Meath. Fundraising efforts led to the acquisition of black and blue hoop jerseys, while players chipped in weekly for boots and socks. Initially they played and trained on fields owned by various entities including Corus Solicitors, Liam Kavanagh and the Brothers of St John of God. In the mid-1950s, the club settled in Sweeney's Field, which served as its home base until 1977.
In the 1950s, little success came Kilbride's way, but a golden era started for the club in the 1960s with the winning of the Meath Junior Championship.
During the next 12 years, the club became the major force in Meath football. The Junior Championship was secured in 1960, followed by the Intermediate Championship in 1962. 5 Senior Championships were won in 1964, 67, 69, 70 and 71. These years now sit proudly on the club crest. The club had the honour of being the first Meath representatives in the Leinster Club Championship in 1971. In 1973, Kilbride was the first Meath club to travel to the United States. They played in Gaelic Park, New York and in Philadelphia.
Well, the majority of the team from the golden era stayed and lived their lives in Kilbride. Most of them spent years working diligently in the club in many roles. As the years go by, many of the players from my era have passed on. They may be gone, but never forgotten.
The homecoming for winning this junior championship in 1960 sticks in my mind. There was a massive bonfire, and to this day the wall is still scorched.
I remember flags, I remember bunting, I remember paper hats being made at match time. The club was the centre point of the parish.
It was run differently back then, in that the players ran the club. Tommy Mahon was the chairman, Wardy O'Sullivan was the treasurer, and I was the club secretary. Even the team selection was different, as there was no manager, so the selection committee chose the team, and the senior players ran the training sessions.
These were the golden days for me, when life danced to a simpler tune.
With all club success comes in cycles, and unfortunately for the club, success on the field of play from the mid-70s was limited. The club returned to junior ranks in 1984 and has remained there ever since.
Despite the lack of success, the club has been very involved in developing and promoting the game at all levels for male and female. Club facilities were made available to the local school as it helped with the promotion of Gaelic games. In 1973, an agreement was reached with Dunboyne and a border was agreed which allowed the club to affiliate and play juvenile football.
Even though we fell from senior to junior, the club was never relegated on the field of play. We opted to go down in order to be more competitive, and another league title was secured in 1994.
The problems that we encountered were centred around our small playing population and members moving away for work.
We fielded underage teams, but not a minor team. The players that were under the minor age bracket played for neighbouring teams like Ratoath, Ashburn and Dunboyne.
After being banished from Sweeney's to the Thistlefield in the 1970s, we were able to purchase the pitch in 1984 and it was immediately in use.
Dressing rooms came years later, so believe it or not, we were using railway carriages for the changing rooms back then.
Even though the 80s and 90s are seen as barren for adult male football, great strides were made on the Camogie front.
Camogie Club was formed in 1964 and Kilbride have 3 Meath senior camogie titles in the years 1981, 83 and 84, and junior titles in 74 and 91.
It had many successful years representing the community throughout Meath, and many of its players represented Meath at junior level. At a time in the 80s, Kilbride fielded an under-14, an under-16, an under-18 and 2 adult camogie teams.
Most girls in the parish would have played camogie back then, but there wasn't a crossover with ladies football because our football section was only established and an AGM in 1999, and they went on to contest a league final in 2007. During the period of 1999 to 2007, through my involvement in Kilbride community games, Skull Breeding and the GAA club, we continued to keep ladies football and indeed juvenile football alive in Kilbride. I was supported in the club by Tommy Mahon and Noel White and also Owen Brennan, and in the school by John Keaveney, Paula Lynch and others. We entered the girls and mixed teams into community games and other school and clubs competitions.
About 20 years ago, the feeling around the club was that we needed a restart, particularly a juvenile restart, due to the lack of playing numbers. The juvenile section of Kilbride GFC had lapsed by the early 2000s. The early 2000s saw a small population rise in the parish, and with that, the seeds for a refreshed juvenile section were sown. In 2004, a discussion was had between some mothers outside the local play school, and a decision was made to approach the club for help. The local national school was targeted, and advertisement flyers were packed into the school bags. This was the start of what Kilbride hoped to be the next golden era for the club. In the winter of 2004, training started in the community hall. All age groups trained together as numbers were low. Sponge balls were used because of the age of the girls and boys and to limit the noise echoing.
Numbers steadily grew, and by mid-2005, in excess of 25 enthusiastic children were attending. During Christmas week 2004, with the assistance of Meath County Board, we organised our first coaching course for juvenile trainers in the club and at the community hall.
Our first jerseys were red t-shirts, which we bought in pennies for €1 each. Due to the small playing population, Kilbride juveniles did not enter competitions until the late 2000s.
Even then, only teams up to under 12 could be fielded. Progression was slow but steady.
With dwindling numbers, a huge challenge lay ahead to bridge the gap between juvenile and adult level.
2009 saw the first piece of silverware, with the under 12 boys winning in Park Tolchin.
And this was followed in 2010 by both boys and girls under 12 league victories. Success on the field made all the effort seem worthwhile.
2010 to 2014 saw Kilbride juveniles grow, and now teams were fielded up to under 16 level. Many of the juveniles who started in the church hall in the winter of 2004 were now playing adult football. While titles are not always a definition of success in a club, they do help to keep the show on the road. This period saw significant milestones and successes achieved.
In 2011, Kilbride won the Community Games final and represented the provincial level, but couldn't field a team in the Leinster semi-final due to low numbers during the holiday season.
Small clubs face many challenges, with a small playing population being the main one.
That year, the national schools team, managed by teacher Willie John Creedon, secured the victory in the final in Park Talton with 2 late goals. Willie John played a vital role in promoting Gaelic games in the parish. In 2013, Kilbride secured a significant win in a 7-a-side under-12 competition, which was an all-county event with no grading.
From 2015 to 2019, Kilbride experienced growth and notable successes. This included a school win in 2015.
The school winning teams have become the backbone of the current adult men's team. During this period, the club fielded teams at all juvenile levels, achieving league success in 2016 and a championship victory in 2018, along with an under-19 title in December 2017.
The adult team strengthened with more eligible juveniles. They competed in Division 4 of the league and in the Junior B Championship. Unfortunately, they lost championship finals in 2017 and 2019.
In 2020 and 2021, the club didn't secure many titles. However, in 2022, there were significant victories. The minors won both the league in spring and the championship in autumn.
The adult team finally clinched the Division 4 league title in the spring of 2022.
Although they lost the league final in 2023, they were promoted to a higher division, making excellent progress, and eventually ended a 52-year wait, finally winning the Junior A Championship and bringing home the Peter McDermott Cup.
see the joy in everybody's face, the relief in everybody's face that the long wait was over, and you know that we finally, you know, we've come out of the shadows now, and we're going to stand up and be counted now, and we're no longer the small club on the crossroads.
Yeah, coming from a rural club with small population, small playing numbers, what we've achieved is massive. You know, other clubs in the county wouldn't have achieved it with the numbers that we have.
Our ladies section struggled to field teams from 2015 to 2019, but in 2020, the under-16 girls promotion to Division 1 marked a turning point. The integration of these young players into the senior ladies team led to them winning the Senior Ladies Junior C Championship.
In 22, the ladies achieved success in League Division 7 and Mesita Cup Division 3. They were competitive in the Junior B Championship as well. In 2023, they won the League Division 5 and narrowly missed on the Mesita Cup Division 2 against Trim.
They are currently in the final stage of the Junior B Championship with a large, albeit young, panel, and due to growing interest, plans are now in motion for a second ladies team.
Most sports nowadays are professional, and the GAA is no different, so we needed to be best in class in everything we do. Hence the building of our lovely gym. Another major success for such a small rural club, one of the best gyms in the country, and one that will help develop our players for years to come.
Our history is well documented, but we want to create new history. So we need to continue to focus on the things that have served us well in the past few decades, like continuing to bring new players through the system. We also can't cater for all the players without coaches and volunteers. Without them, we can't do what we are doing.
We now field a total of 14 teams, so we want to continue to increase the playing numbers. With additional numbers come more challenges, space, etc., playing field and so on.
However, we need more people volunteering. Our club has a job for everyone.
I'm honoured to be captain. I've played since I was 4 and it's all I do. I live for it, and Kilbride is a very special club. I play with the lads I went to school with. Both of my two brothers play, along with my sister, and both my parents are heavily involved. When I'm done, I'll pass the baton on to the next generation.
I grew up in the area, played juvenile for the club and then onto the men's team for 25 years of blood, sweat and tears. But we had lots of laughs along the way. There's some fantastic people in the club doing lots of really good work, and that's what makes the club a community.
We've a squad of around 35 in our nursery group. We take kids from 5 and up. We cater for everyone. Regardless of whether or not you have a GAA background, everyone is welcome.
We have a strong emphasis on development here in Kilbride. We focus on getting everyone involved in playing team sports, and most importantly, being part of our community.
For a small club like ours, the challenge is that a lot of these children will have to play at a higher age group as well as their own age group. We can't always field a full squad within that particular age group.
I've been a member of the club for the last 15 years. Recently I was asked to volunteer as one of the maintenance staff. It's only now that I see the amount of work that goes into running the club. My son Mark and daughter Susie play, so I was delighted to get involved when asked to help out. Myself and Peter Duffy clean the dressing rooms, the clubhouse, the gym, as well as lining the pitch. We take pride in having the club looking its best at all times.
The facilities at Kilbride GAA reflected years of hard work and dedication. The land for the pitch was purchased in 1984 from the Wesley family for £12,000. The official opening took place in May 1995. In the early 2000s, floodlights, fencing, dugout and ball stops were added, making our pitch one of the best in the county. In 2018, a Sports Capital grant helped improve pitch lighting and training area lighting. In 2019, a Community Amenities grant led to a new gym, community walkway and extra parking that was completed in 2020. The walkway was especially valuable during COVID times. In 2022, another Sports Capital grant facilitated an Astro pitch development costing $120,000 and finished in March 2023. All projects were completed without incurring any long-term debt thanks to the sponsors, volunteers, Meath County Council and the Minister for Sport.
The Executive Committee have always encouraged and promoted social events, both as a means of raising much needed finance, acting as a tool to attract new members, as well as giving a good night out for existing members and the community.
Joining the list of Kilbride players who wore the green and gold makes me feel privileged. It's an honour to wear the jersey.
For me, All Irelands are what you play for, and to have two is very special. The build-up was fantastic. There were signs, there were flags all around the place. Everyone gets behind you.
By chance we had our summer camp the week leading up to the minor final, and we were down with all the young players. Hopefully we can inspire the next generation to wear both the Kilbride and Meath jerseys.
In this moment, we pause to honour those absent today and those who have departed. We hold in our heart the memory of those extraordinary club men and women. Their tireless dedication shaped the club's very essence. Their spirit lives on with us, a guiding presence in every step we take.
In reflecting on our club's journey, we honour the legacy and dedication of our members, and we look ahead with hope. Together we continue to build a future filled with triumphs, growth and a strong community spirit.